Okay, we'll open the Wiscasset Planning Board meeting for February 11th, 2019 at 7 p.m. Next on the agenda is to approve the minutes of January 28th.
Move as printed. Accept as printed.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Next on the agenda for Atlantic Environmental LLC.
Hi, good evening. My name is Tim Forrester with Atlantic Environmental, and I'm here on behalf of James Feather Trust. We're at Wiscasset Shores and an application for construct a dock. I apologize, my plotter decided not to plot today, so I have some smaller prints for you. But here's the overall site parcel. System right here. We looked at the extent of the shoreline and where best to locate a dock on that property. This is just a long image of the shoreline. We're able to place it here. There's a 10-foot sideline setback that we do meet. This is a tidal cove that stems down in and comes back out along the Wiscasset. And the plan views cross sections of the structure here. It'll be a short trail that comes down to the head of the dock with a landing platform and a set of stairs to get down the slope onto a 6 by 20 foot timber supported pier with a 36 foot gangway and a 10 by 20 float. The pier itself will be supported with 6 8 by 8 timbers, so there's your standard piles and then a set of batter piles on the end. They'll be secured in the salt marsh with helical anchors, which are 10-inch discs that are wound down. They have good, very strong holding strength and a small direct impact to the resource. So it's our preferred method of securing piles in the salt marsh. Sort of the suite of the project. So, I'd be happy to answer any questions anybody might have.
How far back are you from the mean low water number?
I put plus or minus 200 feet, so.
Where's this located on the Sheepshead?
Yep, it's Sheepshead Shores. In the application, should have a location map that shows it.
Because he wasn't on the agenda.
It's right over here.
He's around the cove here on the sheet.
It's at the end of Brown Road, right?
Yep.
Oh, I know.
That turns to Sheepshead Shores over there.
It's the old Sheepshead. Oh, okay.
That's right. Yep.
How deep do those helical anchors go? How long are those?
Yeah, they're 6 foot sections. Sorry, they're 4 foot sections, and they are, you can add on to them, and it's done by a torque resistance. So you wind the first one, you wind the first one down, and if it's still in soft sediments, you add an extension to it until you get down and fight into something solid.
How long have they been using those? A long time.
I've used them on projects for probably 15 years.
And how about corrosiveness of metal?
Yeah, we haven't had any problems with them so far. I mean, they're all galvanized.
Right.
They're down in the substrate, so it's anoxic.
Right. Okay.
So far so good.
Okay, cool. Neat.
Yep. Yeah, it's you have a power head that augers them down in. So it's just two guys can hold on to the power head and put the anchor in and send it down.
How deep do you go with it?
It's It's done by the torque on the resistance of the auger as you wind it down. So if you're in soft sediments, you might have to add an extension to it. I don't think I've ever put one down greater than 12 feet. Typically, you're using like a 4 foot would be a short one and 8 foot at the most.
Till you hit ledge.
Unless you hit ledge, yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
we probe out there beforehand to see if that's an
Yeah.
issue.
Permits, how are you doing on your permits?
Yep, there's a Army Corps of Engineers permit, which was submitted with the application. And the DEP and the site visit with DEP, fielded 1 or 2 questions. We're just waiting for them to sign off. They have their statutory timeframes, such as that in between.
Any other questions?
Comment, not questions so much. I didn't see on any of the surveys for this, the riparian line, so I think it's very brave of you to put in place the riparian line. Very brave.
Well, that's the way we're asked to do it through the other agencies, is locating riparian lines, so it's what we have to do.
No, what can only be done by a surveyor? That's the only person in the state license to do a riparian line determination, so.
You're talking surveying?
I'm talking about, yeah, where's the line go once you get past high water?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I see.
He shows them as approximate riparian lines, but.
Any other questions? Now, do we want to do a site walk on this?
Not me. He's got some nice pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they've done a pretty good job with it.
Your trails through the shoreline zone are supposed to provide views, basically, and it looks like the angle probably doesn't really do it.
Yeah, there's already a meandering trail that navigates along the shoreline. So when you get down to the point, you're right there. So the upland vegetative disturbance is a pretty small footprint on this one.
And it's an existing trail. I was concerned that the fact that it says cemetery, but there's nothing about the bounds of the cemetery, so.
Yeah.
Been on projects where we got tripped over by the cemetery turned out to be much bigger than the stone wall or the fence. So.
Yep.
This is a family cemetery, that thing.
Yeah, it's I think there's only a handful of stones.
Okay, so no more questions? We could accept a motion of the application complete.
So moved.
Second, any more discussion? All those in favor? All right, so in order to approve it, we really need the permits, so.
Okay.
We've approved other projects subject to other permits.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't mind doing that, if someone wants to make a motion.
Move we approve the project, subject to receipt of the other 2 permits, approved permits.
Second.
Which permits?
Core and DEP.
Yeah, the Army Corps is attached. All right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying
We do have Army.
Yeah.
So just need DEP.
The application, the approved permit.
That's the approved permit.
You weren't on the agenda, so I only at the last minute.
Yeah.
I remember bringing it.
Wasn't his
Look
fault.
at it.
that-
No, not his fault.
What we did,
You had it last.
we had the book, so our conservative nature, we passed all those books on at the last meeting, so we didn't have to mail them. And what kinds of got?
Let's put it on the agenda.
Oh, we just adjusted the agenda to fit you in.
Okay, I second Carol's motion.
Appreciate that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Very good, thank you very much.
Next, James Davis.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jim Davis. This is the application fee.
That's all right.
This is all we have for him, is this.
Application, yeah.
Yes.
Did you look in your application? I did. Yes, I didn't know you see cards. I thought you had, but I didn't.
Yeah, no, they have one in, Campo.
Good, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Okay, this is the subdivision.
Yes. What I want to do is, it was a subdivision that was approved, I believe, back in 1989. And it's a lot that I own, is a 6-acre parcel. And it has, excuse me, one mobile home on it. What I would like to do is divide it right in half and have 2 3-acre lots. And I've already done a septic system design. I don't know if I will submit the septic system design at the second meeting where this is just the preliminary. Or
Actually, that would go to the code enforcement officer when you get ready to do the
I
permits.
see, okay.
As long as you show, now, you haven't surveyed it out yet?
Yes, it's been surveyed.
Okay, because we're gonna need a plan.
I thought I attached a
Well,
survey,
that has to be,
a Mylar,
you know.
for the final approval, right?
When you're ready.
So, what do we have for questions?
Questions or comments? I'll start.
Take either one.
The deed that you supplied is not your current deed. It was the deed before your ownership.
That's a good question.
No, it is. There's your deed. There's
Oh.
a copy of the one you said.
Oh, okay.
Your surveyor has a long way to go before he meets our subdivision plan requirements.
In what respect?
He's not showing bearings and distances for the entire perimeter of lots to be conveyed.
Okay.
He needs to clarify what the bearing source he's using. He is
You might want to
correctly-
take some notes on this, and then you'll
Okay.
know.
Okay. Bearings?
Well, he needs complete bearings and distances for all the lots. He's got some plus or minuses along stone walls.
Okay.
He correctly, according to our ordinances, shows, well, it shows true north. We're supposed to show grid. There is a difference. It's not very big, but there's a difference. But he needs to tell us which bearings he's actually putting on the plan.
Okay.
And the ordinance is grid. In my opinion, he has to fully deal with the right-of-way that goes across the property. And by my means, there has to be information on here to actually lay it out. To me, there's not, having read the deed and looking at this plan and looking at the previous subdivision plan, it's very unclear as to where exactly the right-of-way sits in relationship to the current traveled road.
Okay.
Original plan of subdivision was, it's like 1989. Signed March 26, 1990. Okay. Almost 28 years ago. And you say me pause, I don't know if that means anything to you or not. But, and I require, you need to submit it in writing a written request for waivers.
Waivers on,
Well, you have to read our subdivision ordinance, and my guess is you'll want to ask in writing, and when you ask for them, you have to give us a reason we can hang our hat on that's reasonable. As to why we're not going to say hydrogeological report. There, you can write a piece and get that. I'm not sure that it triggered with, what are we, 3 lots?
just one lot.
Dividing it makes it 2 lots.
Right.
Well, it is 3 as the plan stands now. And you're going to make it 2,
Right.
but 2 different lots, so you're moving a lot. Probably not enough lots, so I'd have to reread the hydrogeological report. It's phosphorus control plan, yeah, you got to ask for that, because you're not doing much on the land, so.
It's no
But we
brainer.
have to have the answer.
Okay.
There's a whole set of review criteria that you have to answer. Easy thing is adding contours, that's easy these days, so,
Contours.
yeah.
What do you mean by phosphorus control plan for like farming fertilizer stuff?
No, actually, if you did a big enough subdivision, we'd want to know things like, control how much phosphorus is going to go on the lawn. You might accomplish that in many ways, like a restriction, deed restriction, or a subdivision restriction on the amount of
Fertilizers?
you put on. Yeah, the idea is to reduce the amount of phosphorus basically that hits our streams and stuff. We've never. Fox Point might have one
Right.
originally, something that size, but generally we accept a waiver for smaller subdivisions.
Right.
Especially where the development is going to be in the future. You're not gonna build 10 houses right off the bat.
No, it's gonna be
Or if you were,
one building lot.
if Walmart came in, they have to control.
Right.
That's a bigger runoff issue, and so that's something you have to address. So this is not necessary because of the scope of the size of the project type thing.
So this map we have in the back, the Leonard G. and Robin Charbonneau map, you showed you've got 1.1 acre in the corner. You must have different lots than, you said 6 acres, right?
6 acres altogether. In the deed, that 1 acre parcel is all lowland, it's not buildable. There's no place to put a septic system. I don't know when it was divided off, why they did that at all. I don't have a problem at all just saying that lot will never be developed.
Yeah, I was just curious which of these was this whole thing is the 6.6?
Yeah, I believe, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
So
there
the
is
different-
one lot on the opposite side of the right of way that
There's
is
a
not
trailer.
buildable.
Fits there. You'll need to show the test site for your septic
Yep.
design, or,
Yep.
if he's actually put flags in for 4 corners, you can show that, and there's
Yep.
no harm in, you have to have the passing test pit, but you've already gone the next step.
Yeah, I've got the design.
So you can submit the copy of that as part of the application
Okay.
package. And that, without pulling out the book and going down the requirements, which is
Well, I'll do that.
what we ask you to do. The biggest to me is part of that is You have a gravel pit behind you. That's the gravel pit I say needs to come in for permitting.
According to the code enforcement officer, it doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
But
The
we'll do
ordinance
that
is
right
clear,
now.
all gravel pits have to be permitted.
But, well, we won't, let's do this one.
Yeah, that's this one. But there's a right-of-way issue. And someday that land behind there may want to be coming in for development, we never know. But those are mine, he shows no, the original subdivision plan. Should I have a copy of it? Does show bearings and distances, so, that's just why I don't know why he has them missing. But. But he also doesn't agree with them entirely. Yeah, 5.16, and that's about what those two add up to. Two. It's a little different. And you're not gonna run into the problem, but we have to have the net density of the lot, which is, get the right of way out.
Okay.
So you get the total lot minus, and you have to deduct, you have to delineate wetlands. You've already, now you just told us there are wetlands on what down there, we need them delineated. And they also have to come out of the subtraction.
Yep.
So.
So when's the next meeting?
2 weeks. We're February 11th, yeah, 25th.
Now, you can't be here,
No, I can't.
Big Al can, and I'm not going to be here.
So we've already canceled the ORC meeting scheduled for that.
So that's,
3.
without a quorum,
Right, so the next meeting after that would be,
March 11th.
March 11th, I remember that, yeah, March 11th. I won't be here. You'll be back, I'll maybe back. I'll be up to those,
and you need the information submitted how long before the meeting?
needs to be in, the ordinance wants it in 4 o'clock the Monday before the meeting. I pick the stuff up on Tuesday morning, so. It's
So
in
is there
Monday.
definitely no meeting on the 25th?
I would say it's not going to be.
It'd be enough for quorum.
Okay.
I know what you would love to go to.
Oh, man.
Any other questions for me?
Anybody have any other questions?
Is there a little structure on that lot?
There, yes, on the lot, there's an old, I guess the owner of the original parcel had a mobile home on it. And they had a workshop, chicken coop, whatever it is, so, yeah, there is an old dilapidated
Old building on
old building on it, yeah.
Do you already have someone interested in, or I guess you do it just to sell it? I don't know if it's-
No, I'm gonna put, I put one mobile home on the mobile home lot that was there before, and I just want to put another rental mobile home there. Like that, one's here, one's gonna be there with a common driveway.
So there'll be a mobile home on each lot? Yes, what you're saying.
Well, I guess you're all set to get the rest of that put together.
Well, thank you for the info, I appreciate it.
Good luck, yeah.
Thank you.
I don't see a lot of that.
No. That's the- this is the one
Tahoe.
So, does anybody have any other business?
Okay. that lot behind that subdivision, present approval is quite plain in the definitions for site plan.
What one are you talking about?
Gravel.
The former Warren, now McGee, needs to come in for a permit, because they've been excavating all last year. And all gravel pits must go through site plan review. First name McGee Construction, actually a holding company that says it's. But
Well, I've spoken to the code enforcement officer a couple of times, and he said he went out and they had disturbed less than 10,000 square feet. So,
the ordinance doesn't have any square foot. They disturb a foot for a gravel pit, they need a permit. There is no minimum. He doesn't know squat from the land use ordinances. I'm sorry.
Speak louder, please.
No, that was pen up. They want to quote it, I don't know which one it is,
What lot are you talking about?
but. Next map, two, I think it's two, the same lot as their subdivision, I mean, the same map of their subdivision.
10B.
It's the one about
37
37
acres.
acres. Yep, 37 acres.
What, 10B, lot 10B?
10B.
Yeah, R, map R2?
Yeah. Activities requiring.
to me, that doesn't make any sense. If I had a piece of land and I went out and disturbed 2,000 feet of ground and hauled it off and put it somewhere else, would they consider that a gravel pit?
No.
I don't believe that.
If you didn't sell it as gravel, right? If you didn't,
And I mean, that's the trouble with these ordinances. And it's just so difficult. I spent 5.5 hours the other day just researching and trying to give people the right answers, and I've had it.
They're not commonsensical.
No, they're not. There's anything about them that makes any sense. They'll shoot you around. You know, if somebody wants to build a triplex, you ought to be able to go to the index and find triplex, go to a page. This is what you have to do. Impossible. Doesn't happen.
Join the ordinance review committee.
Yeah, we'd love to
I've
have.
got all the ordinances I need in 20, 30 years. You'd think that stuff after you've, heard about it. But the trouble is, we do some project and then we don't do another one like it for 5 years.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so it's gone.
Yeah. And I showed him where it was. The establishment of new non-residential use or expansion of an existing non-residential use, even if no buildings or structures are proposed, including such uses as gravel pits, cemeteries, golf courses, groundwater extraction, extractive industries, which covers gravel pits too, which shall comply with the town Wiscasset ordinance and other non-structural and non-residential uses. That's under the site plan, under activities requiring site plan review. And I've showed him that. There is no minimum square footage there. That appears, there is some square footage.
Where is that exactly?
And if you go by the page numbers I have, page 430H, but it's Article 8, Site Plan Review, 2.H.
2.H.
Yeah. Or 2H, whichever.
What was the page?
206, according to, I guess the most current page of correction.
They're just page 430.
I thought they said 4 something.
Oh, I'm sorry if I did.
It's what?
206.
But you've already shown him this.
I showed him that quite a while ago, and then he brought up something about, well, it used to be a gravel pit. Well, you know what, you can turn on Google, aerial photos, Google, and you say, forested, not forested, it's a permit. And the ground is obviously sterified, so.
Well, I went out there back on, and I thought that, you know, obviously they want 10,000 square feet or something.
Okay.
But,
We're not asking the world. Well, I know there's a survey up.
as long as I've been on the
property.
board, I don't ever remember of approving a gravel pit.
I understand that, but like you say, I don't ever regret
Always,
this,
always
but
went
if there's somebody came in and, but it's in there, it's straightforward.
No, I know, I've seen it.
These people, it's straightforward, it's right there that they needed to come in for site plan. I had people call me about it. I didn't see
I'm
that.
surprised she didn't show up.
Yeah, because this is not a complete application by far.
No, well, it's kind of to find out just what she wanted. I don't know if she had any idea what she wanted to do, what she had to do. Anybody else have any other business? I will entertain Harry's motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn, whatever time it is. Sorry.
Any comments or
Seven.
questions?
Where do you go?
Okay.
7:33?
Yeah,
Second?
Okay.
all those in favor?
She said, she asked me.
Yes.
I don't turn right
They
check
added
now.
more square footage. They don't allow
Well, she said that-
Right. Go back to construction.